Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do an unboxing, show you how to set up for the first time this brand new Mova P10 Pro Ultra. So this will be followed by the first look. After I set it up, I'll do a first look, then I'll do a detailed review, then I'll be comparing it. I do have the Mova P50 over there. It's actually pretty good. Bought this with my own money, right now retailing for $600. So this will be I wasn't paid for this video. They didn't send it to me for free. Now, Dream does make Mova, but people have been telling me to review these. So this is my second Mova. It looks a lot like a Dream L10S Heat or something. I got to go through the specs. But anyway, we're going to do the unboxing and I'll go through all the settings. The very next video will be the first look. We'll see how it cleans up several different areas. And then I'll do the detail review and the comparison, because I'll compare it with all these other robots. I've got some Roborocks here and everything. And I do have the Dream L10S Ultra we'll compare it to. So let's get started with the unboxing and how to connect it to your phone. Okay, here's everything that comes in the box. You do get 4 mop pads. You only need 2, so you get 2 extra. We get a cleaning brush, we get the cable, an extra dust bag, and some Mova cleaning solution. Here's the robot. Here's the base station. We get this is the ramp. So we're gonna install the ramp, make sure it's nice and flush here. Yeah, that all has to be nice and flush. Up top, this is the clean water tank, and this is the dirty water tank. You'll have to be emptying this once in a while. Inside the clean water tank, there is a filter you have to clean at the bottom of this tube, and there's your level, and it'll tell the base station when it's empty. Here we need to take some tape off. So this is the dust bag. So the robot is going to go around and vacuum and mop your house, come back to the base station. There's another vacuum inside this base station that sucks everything out of the robot into this dust bag. You'll have to change this dust bag about every 2 or 3 months. This is a concentrated solution container. So you're going to put the Mova or Dream concentrated solution in here. Now they give you enough just for a sample. It fills it up a little bit. Okay, I poured the concentrated solution in. Now make sure you slide this in all the way. There's like a little electrical connection there on the back. Slide all in. Again, make sure this dust bag is all the way in too. It does come assembled. Then we need to make sure and put this, there's an O-ring on this cover. Make sure you put that in and it's nice and flush. Now around back, there is a power switch. Make sure that switch is down. That's the on position. The 0 is off. It does have a 6-foot long cord. It is 3-prong and you got to plug it in right here, and there is some cord storage. You can plug this into 120 volts, 60 hertz. It uses 4.5 amps and it uses 1,160 amps during hot water cleaning. Front to back is about 18 inches, left to right 13.5. Now height-wise, you do have to lift that lid all the way up. The unit is only 21.5 inches, but the unit's 23 inches. To lift the lid, you need about 33 inches to take those water containers out. And we can take this sticker off. Here's a light that's going to give us a status, and there's another sticker here to take off. Okay, let's talk about the dock station. This is where it's going to wash the mop pads with hot water. Once in a while, you will have to take this out and clean it. And there's also in the app, you can have it put water down here. That's what this brush is for. You're going to clean this area and then it'll suck the dirty water up into the dirty water tank. It does have these self-cleaning wipers that will help clean the dock station. Whenever the robot is spinning its mop pads, it spins those wipers. Here's where it fills the robot up with fresh water. Here's where it charges it. Here's where it auto empties everything into the dust bin. Now, after it's done washing the mop pads, it's going to blow hot air onto the mop pads to help dry them to prevent odor. Now, the dock also has a built-in sensor. After it washes the mop pads, it's going to suck the water up into the dirty water tank, and the water will pass through a sensor. And if that water is dirtier than normal, it's going to tell the robot, okay, wherever you just came from was dirtier than normal, go remop it. That's an automatic feature that the dock tells the robot. Okay, let's switch gears and go over to the robot. It's got LiDAR navigation. I love that they have LiDAR navigation. That does a really good job of mapping your house. Up front here, we have an LED light. We do have a video camera. You can have this go around and look at your house remotely with the video camera. And it's got some sensors to help with obstacle avoidance. Now we need to take out these bumpers and this piece of plastic. Here's the auto empty. Let's take this off. That's where it's going to fill the robot up with water, charge it. Another bumper protector. There's another sensor. It can extend the side brush and the mop pad whenever it's up against the wall and in a corner. Now, when it vacuums your house, everything's going to go into the dust bin. So we can lift it up. There is a filter. You will have to clean that filter every once in a while. Everything goes, and then it'll get auto emptied out this little port right here, out here. All right, let's measure exactly how tall the robot is. 4 1/8 inches tall. Let's measure how wide it is. 13 3/4 inches. All right, let's flip the robot over. We do need to install these mop pads. Again, you get 2 extra ones. Now, once in a while, this is the holder. Once in a while, you will have to replace these mop pads. And you can put them in your laundry to freshen them up also, but the base station is going to clean them and dry them at the end of the job. Now, the theory behind these mop pads, they have to capture the dirt and take it back to the base station. Now, the robot does have these little spray things. It's going to keep the mop pads wet. And again, it can lift the mop pads up and down. When it senses carpet, it can lift the mop pads up and down 10.5 millimeters. And again, this one, it can move out to the side when it's up against the wall. Here's the single brush roller. Very easy to work on. I don't see anything like anti-tangle for hair. Here's the side brush. It can retract the side brush by retracting them in. That lifts them up out of the muddy mess. And it can extend this side arm. Here is the carpet sensor. So it can sense when it's on carpet, lift the mop pads. Here's the fall-off sensors. You will have to clean these fall-off sensors once in a while. This wheel spins free, and these are the drive wheels. Okay, I couldn't think of a better place to put it than right next to the Mova P50. So let's take the clean water tank and the dirty water tank and get them all ready. Some things you're going to want to invest in: Listerine mouthwash. Spray a little bit in the dirty water tank. It doesn't take much. These dirty water tanks get to stinking so bad from the bacteria and stuff that this kills it all. You just, every time you empty it, spray a little bit of that in it. Get you a brush. You will have to clean it once in a while with a little spray Dawn. And let's fill the clean water tank up with just clean water, cold water. I'm super intrigued by this now, that both these, this extends, that extends, it washes with hot water. Those are very high features for an L10S, but it completely reminds me of an L10S. And make sure, I just made a huge mess. Again, I thought this was latched and I was carrying it and it wasn't latched and it came unlatched and it made a big mess. So make sure the clean water tank and then lift it up. Okay, turn the robot on, hold that for about 3 seconds. You'll see the lights, all 3 lights should start flashing. And it'll make a sound. Gain access to this. We're gonna scan this QR code with our phone. Yeah, I had to hold it a little bit longer. Now all 3 lights are flashing and it'll make a sound.
Robot. Please open robot's cover and scan QR code to download Green Home app to view more operations.
Talking to me.
To complete
Okay, you do have to get the Mova Home app. It doesn't use the Dream app. It's got its own. We're going to hit scan. I'm going to scan that QR code. Now from this list, you're going to pick your Wi-Fi. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz and then enter your Wi-Fi password. Okay, the robot is turned on. Click that check mark, hit next. Now we gotta pair it. Now you're gonna press and hold the 2 outside buttons until you hear something.
Waiting for the network
configuration. Okay, let go, hit next. You have to connect to device hotspot. So join, you get a little pop-up. This is going to transmit a Wi-Fi that your tablet's going to connect to, and hopefully it'll transfer back to the normal Wi-Fi when you're done. Sometimes you do have to manually connect to the Wi-Fi that's being transmitted by this, but hopefully this, I'm using an iPad Air and it usually works pretty seamlessly.
Robot and phone connected. Please return to app to wait for the results.
All right, you're waiting for 3 green check marks here.
Network connected successfully. Place robot back into dock before starting task.
All right.
When hearing, start charging, It means the installation is in place.
Now that is important. So you won't make sure you have it docked right. I've got the mop pads installed. You want to hear charging.
Start charging.
All right, it's docked right. This light is white because I've got the clean water tank full. Everything's installed correctly. Okay, we're good. Okay, here's what it looks like. It's got 33% charge, but we need to enter it. This is like the home page. And if you have more than one robot, like see, there's my P50. So enter. It's got a plug-in. You'll see this a lot sometimes. Every time you open it, sometimes it seems like that. It has to do a plug-in. All right, you have to agree to some privacy. Mop extend is on by default. I like that. These are important settings, but you can always change them later in the settings. The reach, side reach is good. We have pets, capture pet pics, start experience. Okay, now I'm sure there's going to be a pop-up, so we just need to click these. These are little reminders, real-time camera. Oh, there it is. Firmware update available now. So let's confirm. I always select this to automatic. It says it fixes known issues. 4.3.9.15.57 is the latest update. So let's hit update now. This doesn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes usually. All right, that didn't take very long at all. Let's hit confirm. Okay, we need to do a mapping first, which you would normally just hit start mapping, but let's go through a few settings real quick, and you can always change these later. Hit the 3 little lines up here. Clean history, that's where you're going to see how it's cleaned up. Schedule, this is super important. Put it on a schedule. It's limitless what you can do. You can have it mop one room one day, mop another one the next day. That's the #1 recommendation I tell people for robots. Put it on a schedule. Carpet settings. We can do vacuum, vacuum and mop. When it's on vacuum, which is the default, the robot will lift the mop pads and vacuum carpet. Okay, that's what you're probably going to want. Vacuum and mop means no vacuuming in mop mode, no mopping in vacuum mode. Avoid or ignore. If you avoid, the robot will avoid the carpet during cleaning. If you ignore, it'll mop the carpet. So this is an important setting. I would turn this on. Clean carpets first. Before it cleans the mop pad, like if it's the first clean of the day, the mop pad will be dry. It's not going to wash the mop pad. It'll vacuum everywhere first and then go wash the mop pad and vacuum and mop. Now this one you may want to turn off. Carpet boost. When it's on carpet, it is pretty loud. It boosts the suction all the way up. Intensive carpet clean, I usually don't turn that on. It reduces the speed and cleans it twice. That might help with carpet cleaning. So that might be a good thing to turn on, but it's going to take a little bit longer when it cleans carpet. So those actually are pretty good settings probably. I avoid them sometimes. Floor cleaning settings. Collision avoidance mode, that's on by default. Auto cleaning. After enabled, the robot in Genius mode will clean and the heavily soiled areas again when the original. I like to turn this on. Works in both Genius and works in both Genius modes. Eventually, you're going to want to turn clean in floor direction. After we map our house, I think it is important for a robot. This is just vinyl plank flooring, but even between the planks, there's a little bit of space. And if it cleans this way, it will tend to mop the mud into the space. But if you have it clean the opposite, the direction of the floor, in the app, we can tell it that my wood goes this way, and then it will mop this way. So that will be important. You're going to have to do some stuff, map your house, and you're going to have to come back and do some of these settings. Or I think you can turn it on now. No, you don't have a map yet. Now the stain recognition. It says when recognizing stains on the ground such as soy sauce, it will perform intensive mopping. I have been turning this one on. Large particle boost. When enabled, a robot will increase suction power to improve the clean effect when recognizes big particle matter like pet dry food. All right, let's turn it on. All right, floor cleaning settings. Yeah, we did that. AI-driven mop extend settings. So these are on by default. It's going to extend the mop pad, extend the side brush. I like that. Mop extension, I typically don't turn that on. It's going to do more extending that mop around different things and around furniture legs. I typically don't turn that on, but this is the frequency, high frequency. I do like that. Dock settings. Auto detergent add is on. I don't think it adds the detergent to the robot. They just are so vague on this stuff. I think it just uses the detergent for cleaning the mop pads. Auto wash. Leave that on by default. This is a really misleading thing. don't turn that off. When the mop pad is dry pads, it will return to the wash, and it's just, I don't, leave it on. You don't want to use dry pads to mop yours. Wash settings, sorry. I have to, let's go over, start over. Wash settings, smart washing, standard. This is how it's going to wash the mop pads. And then there's the water temperature. I do leave it on hot. Standard is fine. They don't tell us a whole lot about this smart mop washing. You could do it and let it figure out. I'll turn it on. Auto rewashing. This is the important one. I want this on in both Genius modes. It will rewash. It will go. It'll rewash the mop pad, and that's when it turns that sensor on. It'll tell the robot to go back and remop an area. Dry. Switch on. Yeah, if you want dry, if you want the auto dry to be on, dry time, let's do this. 2, 3, or 4. I usually put mine on 2. Auto empty. This is how, they don't tell us a whole lot about it. You can turn it off. I leave it on high frequency. You could do standard or low. Clean the washboard manually. This is where it's gonna put water down there. This is really nice. It undocks the robot. The robot sits out beside you. You don't have to move the robot with your hands. Then it puts water down there. You use the brush, you clean it, then it sucks the water up. So that's a really nice feature I like. Intelligent obstacle avoidance. Okay, this is on. Pet care's on. Capture Pics is on. You agreed to the privacy. You can turn this off. Pictures is not on, so let's turn that on. You're agreeing to the privacy. Fill light. I do like it has an LED light. That does help cleaning at night. The voice assistant. That's funny. It says the Dream voice. That's hilarious. Okay, Dream, start cleaning. It's a Mova. I know they're made by the same thing, but I usually leave that off. I mean, I guess it would be fun, but I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, there it is. Real-time camera. This is where you have to enable it first. So enable right there. Go click the dock button 3 times real quick. This one right here, the house. 1, 2, 3.
Start setting the video activation code.
All right, so now you got to agree, and then you have to give it a passcode. Yeah, set your code. Okay, it's enabled now. We've got cruise settings, live video prompts, security settings. That live video real-time camera is pretty cool. If you're in another state and you got the app, you can tell this robot to move around your house, look for your pets. You can just have it do a roaming once in a, like, say you're on vacation, have it do a roaming once a day just to see how your house is doing. It's pretty cool. More functions. Do not disturb is off. I would definitely turn this on. Whoops, turn it on. That's a really good time. That's 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning. You can add more do not disturb. Say you take a nap at 3 in the afternoon. I'm turning mine off, but I highly recommend you turn yours on. Off-peak charging, I don't really do anything with that. You can turn that on. It'll charge at night, cost you less money. Resume, that's on by default. So if you don't put do not disturb on, this thing will start in the middle of the night because if it runs low on power, it goes and recharges itself, and then it picks up again. Child lock, notification, remote control. I've never used a remote control. Wi-Fi management. After it cleans your house for a while, it'll give you a Wi-Fi map. That's kind of nice. Device maintenance. Looks like you can hook up an automatic water supply drainage test, and you can drain the robot. So you're not going to use the robot for a while. It does have an internal water tank you can drain. Locate the robot. If you don't know where it is, hit the locate. It'll play a sound unless the battery's dead. Accessory usage. This is where you're going to get the notifications telling you, oh, the filter needs cleaned. But this filter is not going to make 150 hours. You are going to need to clean it every couple weeks. It's reusable, but it needs cleaned. I wouldn't wait for the actual notification. That's when you replace it. Side brush. The main one you're going to get is the sensors. That's every 30 hours. You need to wipe those sensors away. And then now that you restore it, now it resets it basically. Mop pads as needed, dust bag as needed. That's about every 3 months. So you can add a silver ionine sterilize, add consumables. What is this? I don't have a silver ion. I've never even heard of this. It releases silver ions if immersed in water, which can remove bacteria. I wonder if that's for the dirty water tank. No, it says for the clean water tank. I don't know. Never heard of it. Interesting. All right, where are we at? Accessory help. That's going to take you to some manuals, device information. This is the name, time zone. You can change it to square feet if you want. I've never really used that. Suggestions, device sharing, and firmware update. Again, I recommend that on. And you can share this with somebody. I did give my Dream L10S to my mother-in-law, and then she set it up on her phone with her information, but then she shared it with me. And now I can remotely go in and look at it if it's having problems, but it hadn't had any problems. Okay, here we are. We do need to start a fast map. There's your video camera, there's your map. It has Clean Genius. We can do custom, vacuum, mop and vacuum, mop after vacuum. That's a pretty cool one. 4 suction powers and 32 water levels. Mop washing frequency, you can do by area, by time, or by room. If you don't want the bathroom water to be mixed in with your kitchen water, then you would do by room. All right, so let's just start. Let's start fast. Make sure all the doors are open. Yeah, it doesn't take very long. It's super cool. It's going to make the map as it goes. So this is pretty fun to watch. There, you see? I love LiDAR navigation. It is just the future. And you'll see, there it is. And don't stand around it. Just kind of let it do its thing. Okay, that took a little longer than normal, about 10-15 minutes, but not too bad. Okay, it did a really good job of mapping our house. It looks just like the Dream app. And I've had good success with the Dream app. So let's go in and edit this room. Click the little edit button right here. Now we can do room partitions, ground environment, which we'll do, no-go zones, furniture. I haven't played around with furniture too much. Curtains are important, virtual thresholds and ramps, and sequence. All right, let's do room partition first. Let's divide these rooms. Click divide, click the room. Now you can pinch and zoom and you can divide this room. Now, if that line is dotted, that means it won't take it. It has to be a solid line. There. Hit the little check mark and it should turn that into 2 different rooms, different colors. Oh, I really like this app. Let's name this room, rename. You can name it one of these, which are important. It'll clean it in a certain way if it's based on the room type, but you can give this one, this is the corner testing area. Confirm. And then you can merge rooms. So if it made too many rooms, let's merge a few. Yeah, this one, let's merge this and this. And it'll combine those 2 rooms. It does label some rooms. All right, let's go. You can hide rooms. I've never had to hide a room before. Interesting. Now let's click here. Let's do no-go zones. These are going to be, you can always adjust these later. Let's do a virtual wall. You can move this wall. It will never go past that wall. So say you don't want it to go in this room. You can put it right at the doorway and it'll never, ever go in that room. Okay. No-go zone. I know in this area over here, it's going to get stuck. There's a bunch of cables on the ground. So you can always add these later and it will give you suggestions for no-go zones. Let's add a no mop zone. A no mop zone, let this thing clean your house. It's going to identify where all the carpet is. But if you know, once you figure out where your rugs are, you can put a no mop zone so that it won't mop that area. All right, click the check mark, it saves them. You can add these later, not a big deal. Cleaning sequence, let's do it through the map. Furniture, again, I've never messed with furniture. Cleaning sequence is super important. So when you do a full house clean, what room do you want it to start with? So if you wake up in the morning and you're in your bedrooms and you want it to clean here and work its way back to the bedrooms, you can do that. Just simply drag these rooms and this is the order that it will clean them in. And then hit the check mark and those numbers will correspond with that. Let's add virtual walls. passable thresholds. Now you want to make sure it's mainly for moderate threshold. It's not going to do a super tall threshold. Impassable thresholds means it won't go past it. It'll stay away from it. Ramp, you can put little ramps. This is cool. You could put a little ramp so you could go into another room. You'd have to build it, but maybe they sell them. All right, let's do a ramp first. Where's the ramp at? Yeah, let's hit a ramp. Yeah, there. It's got direction arrows. You can make it wide, but that's the direction arrows of the ramp, and then you can move it around. Let's do a passable threshold. Make sure, yeah, it disables the fall off sensors. So don't put this by stairs or it'll fall down your stairs. So there is a threshold right here. All right, impassable thresholds are red. I don't have any of those, so let's press there. Now the map shows a threshold. Let's go to here. Oh, ground environment. This is going to be important. So I know this room right here, floor material, I know that it is, and we'll change that setting. I know that it's vertical. So it's floor tile. See how it changed it to vertical? And again, this is important. It'll clean in that direction. Hit confirm. I think it also has something to do, let's do floor material here. Confirm. It's vertical also. Confirm. Now I'll show you the setting to go back and change. So go under here. I think it's floor settings. Clean along floor direction. I do like this. Now we can enable that because we've mapped our house and we've established some floor directions. Now, see how it identified where carpet is. Now this whole room is carpet. So do a full house clean and it'll identify where your rugs are. It'll identify where your carpet is. Then you can go in and add carpet and different things later. I don't recommend getting too detailed with this right now, other than the rooms and that the floor material you can kind of adjust as it goes. But do click on custom, do vacuum only, do it on quiet because you're not wanting it to pick up a bunch. And then do a full house clean, and the map is better. It modifies the map. It'll show you where things are better in the house. Your map will look better, and it shows you where the carpet is. So do that a couple times. You could do a full clean too. It's not that big a deal. You'll have to, make sure you add the water. Keep the water tank full in that. So otherwise it will stop. That's why I do the vacuum. That way I don't have to worry about the water tank running empty. There is the video camera. Map display. I've never done the 3D. All right, I think we're good to go. I'll do a small cleaning really quick. Okay, let's tell it to clean this room. Let's do vacuum and mop. Let's just go there. Let's turn the water level. I like always having the water level really high. And let's tell it to clean. So it's gonna wash the mop pads and it's gonna go clean this area. Yeah, anytime when it first washes mop pads, it sounds funny, but after it does it a couple times, it's normal. I think just because they're so dry. But let's hope we don't have to prime a pump or anything. I do have a video on how to prime that pump. It was in the Dream L10S Gen 2 setup. Okay, yeah, I saw water go up. Again, I think it's just because everything's dry. That's those squeegees going around. That's hilarious. And he broke in. That will be annoying. I've never had one go that bad. But we'll see. Okay. So yours may sound like that at first. I don't anticipate it sounding like that forever, but we'll see. Okay, so the water pump is working because it sucked up a little bit of water. This is actually an important step now. If yours doesn't suck up water, that means the water pump's not working. I did have a Dream L10S Gen 2. The water pump was not sucking water, so that meant it wasn't putting water down there. It never was cleaning the mop pads, but I primed that pump. It took a little bit, but it was relatively easy. Okay, yeah, the mop pads are wet. What you were hearing was that squeak from those squeegees down there. So hopefully that will not last. Yeah, it sounds exactly like a Dream L10S. Now I've been doing some research. This is superior on paper than all three Dream L10Ss. The original, the Heat, the Pro I mean, and the Gen 2. It has got more features than any of those. And it's the same, it's cheaper, $600. But we'll see how it actually cleans. I mean, we never really know. I mean, I anticipate it's going to be fine. I'm sure they didn't reinvent the wheel. Yeah, and again, it's vacuuming and mopping right now. This was just to show you, again, no, I should have put some mud down maybe, but that's going to be my very next video, is the first look. That's where I put mud down, put some stuff down. We do obstacle avoidance over in the corner. This is just you need to verify your robot's working right. So if you unboxed it, if you set it up, you know, you want to make sure it's working good right away. That way you can send it back. And I do recommend buying things off Amazon. I think their return policy is a little bit better. I would hate to have to try to return this to Mova or Dream. And that first 30 days, give it a good test. If you don't like it, send it back. Amazon's got a good return policy with that 30 days. But after 30 days, it gets a little more complicated. They did take away, or they did give me a new Dream X50, but I had to talk to them for a while and explain to them that Dream wasn't being very helpful. But I think it was kind of like a one-time grace. They wouldn't do that every time, you know. If I tried to send a whole bunch back. Okay, this is looking good. Mova, and again, on paper, this is better than all three Dream L10Ss. I'll be comparing it to them, but I've got the notes on all of them, and none of them, the Pro, the Ultra, the Gen 2, none of them do as much as this Mova. It mainly 13,000 pascals of suction, video camera, and mop and side brush extend. That's the keys. And it has the dirt detection sensor in the dock. So yeah, look at the app. It's super nice. It shows you where it went, tells you what it's doing, and it's going to go back and clean the mop pads.
Cleaning completed.
Yep.
Returning to the dock to charge.
I'll videotape this and we'll kind of talk. Again, I buy these robots with my own money. I'll put a link to them underneath the show description notes. If you use those links, it generally takes you to Amazon where you can purchase the product. The product won't cost you anymore, but I get a small commission from the sale. That way I can give you these honest videos. Not only are they honest videos, but they're hopefully helpful. Like, you may not buy a video based off of this, but if you bought it already, I hope the setup video helps. It's a very basic setup video. It's not super loud, but it's louder than the P50. So I try to do several videos on these robots after I get them.
Start cleaning mop pads.
Hopefully it does sound better this time. And it does use hot water, and it's going to blow hot air on. I'll show you how the blower sounds when it's done here. But when I do the reviews, hopefully those review videos, people are able to buy them using those links. That really does help you out. That way I can purchase these products and give you my honest opinion. I do love what I do, but they've been releasing so many robots. I've been working like overtime, trying to get these videos out. You know, I have to set it up for the first time, so I might as well videotape it. It's not the most entertaining video, but I think it helps somebody. If they've already bought it, and don't be afraid of these. I know I've set up a lot of them, and it's easier to me now, but they're actually not very complicated. Where it gets complicated are the settings, knowing that's where I'm a little bit like, sometimes there's just too many settings, but I try to explain each one. Some I just leave alone. I don't mess with. I show you what the default is. You know, I don't think you can go too wrong with the default settings. There are a few that I'll highlight the ones that I'm like, hey, turn this one on. I just did a big series on all the Q Revos. The 2 curves. The 2 edges. It's just amazing how many robots they're releasing nowadays. There's nothing like this. Nothing in the house other than like smartphone and technology. Nothing is releasing like these robots right now. This is the most. And Dream and Roborock and Eufy, they are competing like crazy. They may be all owned by the same company. I don't know. But they're definitely investing a lot of money into development, and the price is coming down. You know, I thought the price would kind of go up on these, but the price is actually going down, and we're getting better robots. I mean, every 3 or 4 months. That's just incredible. So it does, the squeegee board sound did go away. Here it's spinning the mop pads really fast. Yeah, doesn't really make it too much quieter with that closed. It's just weird seeing Mova. Normally that says Dream. I just did the unboxing and first look on the P50. Pretty cool. Okay, here it should start the dryer.
Task completed. Please empty the used water tank timely. Start dehydrating mop pads.
Okay, I can hear it. It's not super loud though, but it does blow hot air onto it. So yeah, so far so good. Again, I do appreciate everybody's support. Thanks everybody. I love what I do again, and I'm just so appreciative of everybody giving me a heads up on what to review, how to review it. Again, these are kind of like real world testing. You know, I don't hook gauges up to it and things. I don't know that I ever will. You know, you never say never, but for me, it's if I make things too complicated, I won't do them. So I got to keep things kind of on the simple, and that's kind of why I do this live video. Like I just pause, and then I let it do a couple things, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I need to show this. So that's kind of. I don't have a big video production department. I just don't have a video editor. I think I probably do need to get one, but it's super hard to hire somebody. And video editors want to be remote, and I want that personal touch of, hey, we need to talk on a daily basis. You know, I would like somebody to be here video editing, and I don't know. I live in kind of a small town, but I'll see. I just haven't taken the time to figure it out. I enjoy making videos, and I just want to make videos. I don't want to do any of the behind the scenes work. Thankfully, my wife is helping out with the behind the scenes of running she does the bills, gives me my budget. I blow the budget all the time. She's always getting mad at me, but again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. Again, it's just me. I do have a thumbnail editor, and there's another lady helping me. It's my sister-in-law. She was helping me with descriptions and things and turning videos on and helping me with comments a little bit. She's not going to be doing as much. And then my lady in St. Louis is going to be doing the thumbnails, and she's going to be doing more of the descriptions and stuff. So just some behind the scenes. It's very, very helpful. And the thumbnails, she's doing an amazing job. I'm so thankful. I used to do all the thumbnails, and it's just, you get to a point where you just can't do another one. You don't know what to say. But I just want to make videos. And so hopefully this will get rolling smoother. I'll have to spend a half a day now editing these videos. I do it all on my phone. It's the simplest, easiest. So again, I just appreciate everybody's support. I go on these talks. I think I want to do a podcast where I can just talk about robots. Let me know what you think about that. And I would love some ideas and stuff what to do. So thanks everybody for your support. Again, I cannot appreciate it enough. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.